Welcome back to our weekly challenge. We're trying to establish how far we have to fill a champagne flute in order to halve Company A's champagne bill. So the volume of a cone, let's call it V, with radius r and height h, is given by V equals pi r squared h over 3. Now if we want to work out the height little h, to which we need to fill the champagne flute in order to serve half the volume of champagne that was served previously, what's the mathematical way of working that out? Okay, so the radius of our champagne glass when it's filled to the brim is r, and the height is correspondingly capital H. If we choose a new height, which is going to be the height that we fill our champagne glass to get the half the volume, then that's going to be a little h, and we're going to say the radius at that point is going to be little r. Now these two triangles are similar to each other, so what we can do is write down a formula like this. So little r over r, the ratio of the new radius to the old radius, is equal to the ratio of the new height to the old height, which is equal to some constant k. And what we can do then is r equals k times big R and h equals k times big H. Okay, so far so good. But in order to find the new height, we need to find a volume little v, which is half of the volume that we originally filled the champagne glasses to. So we can write that as little v equals big V over 2. Okay, and remember that the formula for the volume of a cone is given by this formula up here. So what we can write here is little v is pi times little r squared times h over 3. And big V is pi times capital R squared times capital H over 3. But what we need to do now is to bring k into this equation, because k is the all-important proportion by which we need to reduce the height at which we're filling our champagne glasses to. Remembering the conclusion that we drew before about the relationship between the new radius and the old radius and the new height and the old height, we can substitute into the formula that we just derived to get that pi times k times capital R all squared times k times h all over 3 is equal to a half times pi times r squared times h all over 3. So we can now reduce this even further to get our answer that k cubed is equal to a half, which then implies that k is equal to the cube root of a half, which is approximately 0.79, which is quite an unexpected result, I think. So in other words, to serve half a glass of champagne, the management company has to fill the glass up to 4/5 the height of the full glass. So perhaps they're going to get away with it after all. So you can try this out yourself at home with a glass of champagne, or maybe just a glass of lemonade if you want. So, cheers.